Hi, I'm Richard Lomax from commonsensemarketing.com. The Facebook post I'm about to show you gets a 1.2 to 2.5% click-through rate and generates 50 to 80 highly qualified leads each day, 7 days a week for my business. Now, the prospects who click on this post are then brought to this simple landing page, which, as you can see in the bottom right, converts between 30 and 50% of them into prime prospects, many of whom then go through my proprietary client conversion system to become profitable new customers. Now, just imagine what would happen to your business if you were generating 50 to 80 hot leads every single day and following up with a proven system for converting them into profitable new clients. Do you want to find out how you can put this step-by-step lead generation process into action for your specific business? If so, this 20-minute training will show you what you need to know. Are you a business or marketing coach or a consultant or entrepreneur and you're tired of chasing after prospects who really don't have the time to talk to you? Do you get frustrated by the disappointing results from your efforts to get new clients? And do you experience a nagging sense of unease because you're unsure where your next inquiry or client is going to come from? If any of these scenarios rings true for you, then let me reassure you that the lead generation and conversion system that I'm about to share with you will bring you the profitable and sustained growth you're looking for so you can run an enjoyable, lucrative and fulfilling business. Today, I'll show you how I've helped coaching, consulting and service-based clients from all types and size of organization to use what is called native advertising on social media sites like LinkedIn and Facebook to attract and convert high-paying clients. I'll show you one recent campaign which targeted the right prospects and invited them into a carefully prepared conversion funnel which generated over 600 downloads, in other words highly qualified prospects, within just 2 weeks. And if you'd like a bigger list with more ready-to-buy prospects on it, I'll show you how I created 194 leads in just 1 day at a cost of only 18 pence each. I'll also reveal the exact methodology that I use to enroll high numbers of new clients into my business in a way that avoids sales hype or pressure of any kind and which makes sales conversion a pleasant experience for both me and my clients. You'll also see how easy it is for coaches, consultants and service providers in any market sector you care to mention to tap into what is without doubt the biggest opportunity for highly profitable business growth of the last 10 years. And if you're not using it, I'd have to say that your business is missing a big trick. Now, before we move on, I also just want to make it clear that there is nothing for sale at any time during this training. You can't buy anything. There's just lots of very valuable content for you to take on board. But at the end of this training, I will be making available a limited number of complimentary consultation sessions where I'll spend time on the phone with you privately to help you apply the strategies you'll learn today to your specific business. So if you are open to applying a new approach to your marketing, which is proven to deliver high numbers of sales inquiries and convert large numbers of new clients, then I'm here not only to give you the methodologies you need, but also potentially to help you put them to work in your business without cost or obligation. But first, let's get to grips with these powerful new strategies. Here's the first critical part of the lead generation and conversion system, which I'm going to share with you today. And this is all about creating your core sales message and delivering your offer to tens of thousands of your hottest prospects. The crux of your effective marketing, particularly in service-based industries, is to recognize that virtually all important purchase decisions are made via a series of conscious or subconscious steps. Your prospects will do lots of research and due diligence before they decide to work with any particular supplier, and we need to reflect this by adopting a multi-step marketing strategy. The most effective way to capture highly qualified leads is to offer some form of valuable resource that will help the prospect in their research process. This can be a special report that you publish, or a live seminar or online webinar, or some video training or a useful checklist, for example. All 5 of these examples have worked very well for my own consultancy and delivered well over 5,000 qualified leads over the last few years, and I'll show you some examples later in this video. The starting point is to create a message that speaks very powerfully to the needs of your prospective clients and offers them one of your free resources that you've created and published. The copy you use in your sales messages needs to clearly identify the biggest problems faced by your ideal prospects. It should also focus on as narrow a market niche as possible, and I'll explain how you can target hundreds of such niches in just a few minutes. So for example, your copy might read, "Attention IT companies that want to grow their support contract client base." Or it might be, "How SMEs can create a successful sales conversion pipeline. Free webinar explains 7 essential strategies." Or another example might be, "For retired professionals with £250,000 or more in investments. New legislation means big tax savings." Now next, you obviously have to agitate the problem and really rub some salt into their wound. So the following copy might then go, "Are you constantly struggling to find serious prospects who'll pay a fair price for your IT support?" Or in the second example, the follow-on copy might read, "Fed up with long sales cycles and prospects who won't take your calls." And you need to give several examples of how your key prospects will be suffering, and then explain how your offer, such as your webinar or your video or your report, will provide the answers they need. You have to promote the benefits that your offer will deliver and then include a very specific call to action. So for example, you might say, "Get instant access to this valuable report," or "Book your place on this Thursday's free webinar," or "Download your illustrated buyer's checklist." And remember, your ad copy must speak specifically to your ideal prospects about their biggest challenges. So really, in summary, you're saying, "Do you have this problem? Are you frustrated by this or this? Well, on this webinar or in this video or report, I'm going to give you the solution." Now, whilst having a great sales message is essential, this alone is of zero value unless you can deliver it accurately in front of thousands of your ideal prospects, and obviously do so cost effectively. Now, the good news is that once you have crystallized your core sales message, you now have the opportunity to take advantage of an absolute revolution that is taking place right now and which provides the most cost-effective and most targeted way of reaching out to your ideal prospects every single day and accessing the biggest, most responsive group of individuals ever created. Now, I realize that may sound a bit too good to be true, but I'm going to show you how to put your sales message in front of literally tens and hundreds of thousands of your most ideal prospects in an incredibly cost-effective way. In fact, it costs you absolutely nothing to do this. I'm talking about the pay-per-click revolution, otherwise known as native advertising, that's available on various social media platforms. So the obvious question here is, what is native advertising? Well, the original native ads were the advertorials you used to see in newspapers and magazines that were usually labeled as an advertising feature. Now online, native ads sit seamlessly within the overall design of the host website so that they look like part of the site rather than an obvious advertisement. So for example, sponsored posts and updates on LinkedIn and Facebook or promoted tweets on Twitter are examples of this native advertising. Now, making available interviews, how-to guides and videos and webinars all work well in native advertising, and often bespoke content that's already been created for your brand or company can be promoted via native ads to give consumers access to the content they're looking for. So here's an example of a sponsored post that we ran promoting a webinar that received over 600 sign-ups in just 1 week of running on Facebook, leading up to the date of the webinar. It looks just like every other post or status update on the timeline. However, it's a paid-for piece of advertising that emulates the Facebook experience. The intention is to make the advert feel less intrusive and therefore increase the chance that the user will click on it. Now here's an example of a promoted tweet on Twitter, and you'll see that under the middle tweet it says promoted by 0dark30, but apart from that it looks just like any other tweet. And here's one of our best performing links on, or sponsored update on LinkedIn. The biggest social media platforms and publishers in the world have universally adopted native advertising. So as well as promoted tweets on Twitter, sponsored stories on Facebook, and LinkedIn sponsored posts, you may also be familiar with featured videos on YouTube. Now, $1.6 billion was spent on native advertising in 2012, and that's expected to grow to $4.6 billion by 2017. The great thing is that you can place your native ads, in other words your sponsored posts or tweets, directly into the main news feed of your targeted prospects. For example, on Facebook you can use their advertising platform to select prospects by their interests and hobbies, or target business users according to the location or size of company, or their type of industry or job title, and a whole range of other selection criteria. So for example, you could target managing directors of UK SMEs who are based in the Midlands and like Richard Branson, or who've read Good to Great by Jim Collins. In other words, you can target the ideal prospect persona for your specific consultancy or coaching business. And as with all of your marketing, the key is to think kind of education of your prospects first and promotion of your company second. And in this way, you'll build great loyalty and trust from your followers, and this inevitably leads to high quality inquiries and more high paying clients. Now, just to give you another example of the power of Facebook advertising, here's a snapshot taken after just one day of one of our recent campaigns. And we were able to generate a click-through rate of 1.42%, which delivered 194 website clicks, which you can see in this figure here. Okay, and the cost of those was just 18 pence each. So you can see there under website cost here. Okay, now that's 194 qualified prospects being driven to our landing page for a total cost of just £35.65. Now, using the strategies that I've outlined, you'll quickly be able to generate hundreds of targeted clicks from your sponsored posts. But the next critical task is to convert these clicks into paying clients. So here are the final elements that will lead to maximum numbers of new clients joining your business. Now, in conventional buyer-seller business relationships, the buyer normally holds the balance of power in the relationship, and they choose who they'd like to work with. And this puts pressure on the seller, who has to impress the buyer and convince them that they offer the right solution at a competitive price. Now, this scenario often leads to the seller chasing the sale, and in some instances almost begging for the business. And as a seller, this is a horrible place to be. It's not enjoyable, it's frustrating when your calls and emails are ignored, and it puts huge pressure on your pricing and on your profit margins. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if it was your potential client who had to demonstrate that they qualified to work with you? And what would it feel like if you had the power to turn down prospects who you judge would be less than ideal clients? The dynamics of the relationship are totally changed. You don't have to do any chasing. There's never any pressure on you to cut your prices, and more importantly, your clients will have a very powerful commitment to implement and take action on what you advise them to do as their coach or consultant. Now, let me tell you, this is exactly the opportunity that I'm putting in front of you. And here's how and why it works. With the free resources that you're offering in your native ads, it's vital that you position yourself and your business as the real experts in your niche and demonstrate how you solve the biggest problems faced by your prospects. Now, this has the effect of drawing your ideal prospects to you rather than you having to chase them. And it will also completely change the dynamics of the sales process in your favor, because prospects will actually respect and revere you for your level of knowledge and expertise. Now, with your information-packed webinar or video or executive report or case study series, for example, you've shown that you have the knowledge and expertise that the prospect needs to solve their problems. Now, we need to maintain this posture of excellence and authority when we invite the prospect to take the next step after they've viewed or read your free resource. Now, you maintain control by making available to the prospect the opportunity to apply for a one-on-one consultation with you in the form of a strategy session or a discovery call or a health check, for example. Now, the benefit for the prospect is to help them get clarity and focus about their current situation. And the wording used to offer this consultation is critical. Prospects have to apply for the session by completing an online application form, and not all of them will be accepted by you. Now, the psychology and posture here is that they have to qualify themselves to get access to you. And you become far more attractive and valuable in their eyes because you're unavailable and obviously in demand, and you're not desperate to work with just anyone. If a prospect demonstrates that they're serious about working in partnership with you and implementing whatever it is that you recommend, then you can approve them and fix a date for their consultation with you. Now, if you have any doubts about their suitability as an ideal client, then you must gently turn them down for the consultation. Next, you conduct the consultation, and again, how you conduct this and what you say is absolutely critical to your success. The key is to stop talking about your service and how it works and start talking to the prospect about their problems and how big their problem is, and really listen to them. So stop talking about features and benefits and start asking prospects why they want to improve their business or their sales or solve their problems. You communicate your value at a higher level by asking questions to establish the problem and then casually offer the solution to that problem. But you must be honest and prescribe the best steps for them, even if it means that your service is not right for them and you recommend another source of help. But by learning and then consistently applying the right methodologies for your consultations, you will effortlessly enroll large numbers of new clients into your business, and you'll be charging higher prices than you've ever done before. Now, this is an incredibly powerful strategy and will really transform the way that you acquire new clients that are totally committed to taking the actions that you prescribe and who revere your expertise and are willing to pay you handsomely to help them solve their issues and problems. Okay, so far we've taken a look at the fantastic opportunities to create compelling and appealing sponsored posts and tweets using pay-per-click campaigns that accurately target your ideal prospects using social media platforms. Now, these posts are the equivalent of the old-style advertorials, and this creates much higher engagement and click-throughs than other forms of advertising or email marketing. And you now understand how to completely change the dynamics of your lead conversion process by offering free consultations on an application-only basis, and how you can apply proven methodologies to land a consistent stream of high-paying clients. Now, when taken together, these strategies present you with a system, or blueprint if you like, for a far more effective and highly profitable approach to marketing and growing your coaching or consultancy practice. Now, whilst we covered a lot of material today, the vital issue to understand is that we've really only just scratched the surface of these proven strategies. There's lots of additional tactics and methodologies that are readily available to optimize and speed up your business growth. Now, like I said at the beginning of the webinar, there's nothing to buy on this training. It's just a whole bunch of valuable content that hopefully you can go away and implement. But I'm also going to extend to you a pretty valuable complimentary free offer to help you actually apply these lead generation and conversion strategies to your specific business. Now, we call this a business breakthrough session, and you basically get to jump on the phone with me for a full 60 minutes and really just figure out where you are with your business right now, what's holding you back, and how can you quickly start to get some better results moving forward in your business. Specifically, I'll show you how to take the lead generation system we've briefly covered today and apply it to your individual business. So I'll show you exactly how to position yourself as a true authority in your marketplace so that your prospects recognize you as the only logical choice they should make. Next, I'll show you just how easy it is to get started using native advertising on the social media channels to target and tempt your prospects to click on your posts and convert them into a daily stream of highly qualified leads. And I'll explain specifically for your own business how you can use the strategy for getting prospects to apply for your free consultation, and do so in a way that makes you more exclusive, more appealing, and much more successful in enrolling new high-paying clients. So to claim one of these business breakthrough sessions, you need to click on the link you can see below this video now, and you'll see a short application form, and if you fill in that form, we'll see if we can help you. Now, these breakthrough sessions are incredibly valuable. We have charged £1,250 for them in the past, and we will do so again in the future. But right now, they're completely for free. It's a 60-minute session. There's no cost, there is no obligation, and there's certainly no high-pressure sales pitches or anything like that. It's about as low pressure as this video, which should give you some idea about how we do the calls. Now, I'm going to find out about you. I'll spend some time focusing on your business, what's working, what's not, and where are the bottlenecks, and what's really holding you back, why you aren't getting the results that you want right now. And then look, at the end of that, if I think I can help you, I'll tell you about one of our programs and see if there's a good fit. But equally, understand that we don't do that for the majority of people we speak to. We'll only do that if we absolutely know we can help you. And even then, we do so in a very low pressure way. I'll just say, is this something you want to do? And if you say yes, sure, I'll say excellent. And if you say no, I'll say fine, no problem. Now, there's certainly no pressure, but either way, you'll find the call to be incredibly valuable and incredibly profitable too. You'll come away from the call with a newfound focus and a huge amount of clarity. You'll come off the call saying, you know what, now I totally understand where I'm stuck, what's holding me back, and why I'm not getting the results I want. And you'll know precisely how to apply the lead generation and conversion system that we will have discussed in detail. So click on the link below and fill in the short application, and then we'll get in touch with you within a couple of hours to schedule your call if you qualify for one. And I will say as well, the only reason why we have a short application is just to see if we can help. Because I don't want to waste your time or ours if you're in a totally unusual kind of business or have a very unusual kind of circumstances, then we probably won't be able to help you. Now, I also have to say that with all of my private client work and writing work and other commitments that I have, I've only got time to do 10 of these calls over the next week. So please don't delay, don't hang around wondering, because you'll probably be too late because all the slots will be gone. Now, frankly, if you're struggling with your business right now and you want to get some better results, I can't imagine a single reason why you wouldn't want to do this. This is your opportunity to speak with me for an entire hour, and I will help you quickly gain clarity about your problems and get focused on what you need to do right now to get more clients who will gladly pay you what you're truly worth. I hope you've enjoyed the training, and hopefully we'll get to talk one-on-one during one of the Business Breakthrough session calls. This is Richard Lomax from Common Sense Marketing. Bye for now.